everyone. I'm Donna Roy, registered dietitian.
And I'm Kate Mesa, LCSW, mental health therapist.
And we are back with more on scarcity brain, what it is and how it shapes our choices in wellness and beyond.
Today we're diving into one of scarcity brain's most powerful allies, something we call pressure without agency.
But before we begin, there's a movie that Kate and I watched recently called Flow. It's an Academy Award-winning film, and it depicts scarcity brain through the lens of a motion picture using animals instead of people. It's about a solitary black cat who is displaced from her home by catastrophic flooding and how she used her survival instincts, aka scarcity, to help find abundance even in this dark, bleak situation. Scarcity brain tries to protect us, but abundance is found when we don't stay trapped there.
Yeah, and honestly, such a beautiful metaphor for what we talk about in therapy. I love the idea of using animals to show how scarcity brain can protect us at first, but also how healing and abundance happen when we're able to move beyond pure survival.
So scarcity brain, as Michael Easter calls it, puts us in emergency mode. It's an adaptation that comes from long ago, designed to respond to not having enough. But in modern life, it often hijacks our choices. Its message: protect yourself from threat right now, which can rob us of focus, planning, and the big one, self-compassion. It hinders our wellness goals over time.
It's great at creating the illusion of safety in the moment, but not at supporting long-term wellness. It often fuels self-criticism, doubt, and stress, ingredients that don't make for a fulfilling life.
Let me give you a recent example of something that happened to me personally involving scarcity brain. I was making a Korean barbecue dinner at home. Oh, I was so excited. And I was going to make everything from scratch, and I even had a dessert in mind that I'd been looking forward to all week. Now, everything took longer than expected. There ended up being no time to make dessert. No! And then you guessed it, scarcity brain became an unexpected guest. I went into a mini panic. Dinner is ruined. My guests won't appreciate this. This meal just isn't going to turn out as planned. That short-term focus yields to plenty of self-criticism. But there was a key moment here. I labeled it out loud. I told myself, this is scarcity brain talking. Recognizing it gave me room to breathe. I realized that there were choices, even if my original plan had not worked. By the time dinner was done, everyone really felt quite comfortably full and happy, and dessert wasn't even a concern anymore.
Yeah, that's a great example of how scarcity brain showed up for you, Donna. And this week, I had a scheduling conflict with work. And the moment I realized it, scarcity brain showed up real quick. My immediate reaction was, this is the thing that I was telling myself, I messed up and I'm letting people down in some way. And I went straight into blame and shame. It was hard to let that cycle go, and I kept replaying that in my head, criticizing myself. The key moment was noticing it and naming it, like you said. So I said to myself, this is scarcity brain, this is fight or flight. This gave me just enough space to remember that mistakes don't equal failure, and that I could repair, communicate, and move forward. The situation was uncomfortable, but not catastrophic, like my brain was wanting me to believe.
Right.
And I didn't need to stay trapped in self-punishment to handle it.
Right, exactly. And it shows just by our two examples about the fact that, when you name it, you claim it, literally, because you're identifying it and it gives you more insight and power to deal with it.
Yep, that's right.
So let's get into our topic, which is called pressure without agency. Fancy term, but there's a powerful meaning to it. Okay? It's when expectations for what we need to do exist, but choice just feels impossible and alternatives seem unrealistic.
Other ways to say it might be carrying more than you can influence. Being asked to cope without support, kind of like you were talking about here in the beginning with Flow. If the black cat in Flow could talk, this is what it would be saying. Sustained demand without escape or choice. Knowing what to do without the resources to do it. Being told to self-regulate in a dysregulating environment.
And I hear this from clients all the time. And they say things like, how am I supposed to reduce my pizza intake when that's what's affordable out there for dining out, especially today? Never mind the fact that it tastes so good.
Right? Yeah, I see this a lot in my work as well, especially around work and trying to pair that with self-care. For example, a client will say, how am I supposed to set boundaries or slow down when my job expects everything from me and I can't afford to lose it? There's this real pressure to change, but very little actual agency. And that's where it turns into burnout instead of growth, because without a choice or flexibility, even caring for ourselves starts to feel like another impossible demand. That's exactly where scarcity brain thrives. Pressure without agency turns caring, whether for ourselves or others, into burnout. And it fuels scarcity brain.
Very true. It's really like a circuit happening, isn't it?
Yep.
Just over and over again.
Yes.
Very true. So when we feel pressure without choices, over outcomes, over time, over other people, the brain interprets this as a threat. Scarcity brain is going to narrow our focus, collapse time, and convince us that very few options exist. The important part is scarcity brain doesn't turn off when pressure stops. It turns off when agency, which is choice, even just a little, returns to us. That's why these micro choices, micro goals, both small and measurable, are so powerful. They tell the nervous system, I'm not trapped. There is a way out.
Yes, there is a way out. And I want us to think about times when someone tells you, take good care of yourself, or maybe this change would help. When other areas of life feel out of balance with lack of choices or agency, that's pressure without agency. It's guaranteed to trigger scarcity brain.
Right. And, the beauty of naming it scarcity brain, like Kate and I did in our earlier examples, it takes the blame off of our shoulders. Off of your shoulders. This isn't failure. It's how the brain is wired. Our brains are doing exactly what they're designed to do under pressure. It helps us make sense of why we feel so all over the place, and why we're so tired all the time, and why we can't master our health goals.
Scarcity brain doesn't ease because we push harder. It eases when choice returns.
Very well said, Kate. Now, here's a metaphor that hones in on the concept. Picture your nervous system like a hand. When life feels manageable, that hand is open to abundance. It can receive, it can adjust, let go. But when pressure builds and choice disappears, guess what happens? It clenches. Not because you're controlling or doing anything wrong, it clenches to protect itself. It's a natural reaction. That clenched fist is scarcity brain, tight, vigilant, holding on, because letting go just doesn't feel safe. Now you can yell at it, you can shame it, you can command it to relax. It opens only when it feels safe. When you regain agency, which means allowing choices even in small ways.
Yeah, really great example of how, scarcity brain is holding on to what it's trying to protect. And one small act, a boundary, a pause, a choice, a tiny task, tells the nervous system, I'm not trapped, I'm not unsafe, I am safe.
Very true. And basically, we want to focus on abundance. That's where our main goal thrives. Abundance means feeling a lot more at peace, like the outstretched hand.
Yes. More peace. I want more peace. So here's how we bring scarcity brain down with a few notches to reduce its power. So first we want to name it. So we're going to say to ourselves, hey, what I'm experiencing right now, that's scarcity brain talking. This is a stress response right now that's happening, not reality. We need to externalize it. So scarcity is a voice, not necessarily truth. And you can just confirm it instead of obeying to it. Setting micro choices. Small acts of control are powerful. So choose one tiny task that is doable. Say, not today, to one demand. Pick a manageable wellness goal for the week. Those are ways that we can do it. And then step 4, we need to to do it. So this is where the real shift happens. Action creates proof. Actually completing a small step gives our nervous system new data. I can do hard things. I'm not trapped. I have agency. I have a choice. And there's nothing more regulating than showing yourself through experience, not just insight, that change is possible. And that can be just, one of those small steps. Like, I'm not going to do this today. I could do it, but that's going to send my nervous system into overdrive. So it can be something small, but actually following through with it is what, gives our nervous system new information.